scaring me out. I don't mind if you close your eyes, but please, keep your ears open. Usually I'm up here with others, but I figured it was time I took the stage for myself. And it's not because I'm not getting gigs, because though I'm short, I've been working steady. Mostly steady. Okay, off and on since I quit my small town high school, but I got tired of playing 16, because I'm 25 next week and counting. Plus, I made a decision to only take roles I believe in with my soul. While that could mean a lot less work as it has of late. At least now, I'm in control. This theater is my home. You're my guests, and my performance is the meal. Because I feel you're more like family than guests, I only want to say this. Because of that harsh world out there of real-life pain, we need each other more than ever. Not movies where you see an image on a screen, but a real, live connection. When we go to the theater, even if we arrive separate, we think and feel together. See? It's a communal business, which is why I love it, and why I'll never give up. Besides, Act and I used to usher at one of the huge commercial theaters, but I didn't feel great about being a small-time usher in a big-time fancy house. Since it wasn't my style, I only lasted a while, 5 years to be exact. I handed out programs and pointed people to their seats while they discussed their pre-show meals. Then when the lights went down and the curtain went up, I'd watch the other actors act. Then I'd wait for intermission. When the patrons returned, I'd say important things like, "Excuse me, sir, but you cannot bring that drink back into the theater." But I'm no longer bitter. So a while back, I quit for personal reasons. See, I had this pre-midlife crisis about my role in life and art. So I took a break to sort things out and think about my future. Only problem is I was short on savings. The truth is I was broke. But what the fuck, it's time for a change. I listen to my internal clock. So I call Louis, my dealer, who pays me a visit. I live on the downside of town. Now it's 10 a.m. on a Friday and noisy on the street. He knocks hard on my door, loud so I can hear. Plus I'm expectant, needing a fix. I'm psyched, so I tear down my stairs to my store top room near Lansdowne. He follows me up and through the door, and I wait for the weed I need. But he makes no moves except with his eyes, which stare directly into mine. And there's nothing but silence between us, and I'm scared a bomb's gonna drop. I'm getting nervous inside, guessing he's dry, but having a tough time saying it. So I say, "Louis, buddy, you got the stuff?" "Yeah, but I'm in short supply." "I'm a steady customer. You, my friend, have got no reason to withhold." "Jack, I know, but there's a shortage." "Me, I'm gonna have a shortage in my brain if I don't blow a fucking dude, man." "You got a newspaper?" "What for, my man? Things never get better." "Not with crime, Jack, but with investments they do." See, invest what he makes selling drugs in these fancy-ass mutual funds. I asked, "What's the market got to do with selling me pot?" He said he had this nightmare that his stocks dropped. And if the nightmare's true, he'll need the pot for himself to take a trip away for the panic of the day and ease the blow of his lower financial position. I grab 2 quarters and we leave to check the globe, or the sun, or the star, whichever he wants as long as his stocks are hot. Then he'll sell me the pot, because my career is stuck and my social life is dragging. And I need a visit with my ganja shrink so I can rethink what needs fixing and whether I'm beyond repair. Grab the box. Is the globe all right? So I go to put the quarters in, but he stops my hand and stares in my eyes. And Louis is big and intense. What? Just using his eyes, he gets me to look in the box. And what I see is no papers, which is a surprise. I didn't know this was a globe reading hood. I go to the Starbucks, the exact same thing. No fucking papers. So we go to the sun, and what do we see but nothing? Because the sun's so strong, you can't see a thing, and all you can do is squint. No, that whole street's in a fucking current events, but the cops say we're illiterate. So we go to Steve's Milk, and I check on the rack for papers, but there aren't any. So I tell Steve about the boxes. He says, "The same thing happened to me too, guy. A gang of boys with blue bandanas came by the store in the morning and took all the papers from in front of my store. I was just about to open when I saw them coming from a distance, and I didn't want no trouble. So I hid around the corner. I saw them put the change in the boxes and take all the papers. I asked him, what would this gang want with all these papers? A friend of mine has a store, and the same thing happened to him. And the police cut the teeth and tracked down the papers, which the crooks had sold at a discount price to a couple of coffee trucks. I mean, talk about news traveling fast, man! Louis looking anxious as he looks me in the eye and signals it for us to go. Now we're at my door, and he says, "I can't sell because of the nightmare. Plus, I don't got a paper. but I will get you high. So we're upstairs blowing a doob, and I want some of the same for tomorrow. So I beg him to sell me enough for a joint. He finally agrees for $3. I go to my church and realize I'm broke except for the quarters. Offer the change as down payment. He says, COD on nothing, man. I pause, dramatically think. This time stare him in the eyes. As he takes in my stare, I go down on my knees. I crawl over to his crotch. I unzip his pants. Suck his cock. He shoots! I score! He puts some weed in my hand. He pushes me away. I spit his cum on the floor. He slowly walks toward the door. He puts his hand on the knob, barely opens it enough, and slams it as he leaves. I wipe the cum with a dirty sock, go out, and take in the world. Now, 50 cents won't go so far, so I hit the neighborhood bar to see if I can quench my thirst. See, I'm an irregular, so I know they got draft and they're only $1.50. So I asked Bruno behind the bar if he'll spot me a buck, but no luck. It's against his rules. But there's a woman getting drunk on her own. Can I have buck for the phone? Shut up and sit down. She orders me a draft and I start sipping and she starts asking questions. Like, do I like her new hairdo? And what do I do? And why am I wearing shades? She's in her 50s with a 60s do, and in her smoker's voice says, I'm waiting for your answer. Instead of saying I'm an out-of-work actor and I'm wearing these because my eyes are stoned, I say, I'm in between jobs and sensitive to life. Go back to my beer. Then she touches my hand because she don't understand that all I need right now is a draft. Still, I let her touch it when I drink with the other. So she grabs my glasses and fondles my face. I give her my puppy dog eyes, pound back the beer, then it hits me. She looks like my mom. You're a very nice lady, and thanks so much for the drink. I hit the street and find a phone booth to think. Now I'm totally wasted, so I stand here alone like Clark Kent's loser brother. Well, I can't change my life or my costume, but luckily my luck does. It's on the ground, I see a token. And since I got the munchies, I'll trade it for $2 and hit a hot dog vendor. So I stand on the street and ask people I meet if they'll help me by making a trade. But no one does, and I'm getting cold. So I take the token, signed to travel. I hit Lansdowne Station. I see a busker and a beggar and a teenager trying to walk between. The busker steps over to her, sings to her dirty, and she tries to run away. But the beggar blocks her, and she's stuck and scared. So I gotta save the day. Leave me the fuck alone! That's what I want to say. But I'm Canadian, so I tone it down. Hey, Julie, sorry I'm late. Would you two please leave my sister alone? And the guys freeze, but she's still kind of freaked. So I smile like a brother and reach out my hand. She slowly puts her palm in mine, and together we run from the thugs. Praise for acting my part. Now we're alone, and she hugs me, and this is what she says. How did you know my name was Julie? We are so connected. No, I don't think so. But you knew my name. I'm high. It was a guess. I'm going my way? No, I'm waiting for a friend. Your girlfriend? Boy. And that was the end of that. After she leaves, I get on the eastbound and sit beside this nun who's knitting. Here, I can chill. My judgment's impaired, and so, by the way, is hers. Because though she's knitting and looks innocent, she starts pressing her thigh against mine. I don't know if she's doing it by accident, because it's crowded, or she's been stuck too long in a convent. I do nothing, because I grew up in a God-fearing home. And as she plays with her wool, her press turns to a rub. And she's doing it subtle, so only I notice. Now her leg's rubbing mine in time with her knitting, and if I don't move, I'm gonna bite her leg, man. So I stand up and stare her down and wait to get off somewhere. God, tell me. And this woman beside me, wearing trendy Queen Street clothes, has on this button that says, eat, fuck, kill. Things finally start to make sense. Life's not so complex, just follow your needs. And right now, I need to eat. So I get off at Osmond's and take a bus to Queen in honor of my Queen Street lesson. And when I get off, I have this brilliant thought. I'm right here at the theater center. See, I keep a spare res in my pocket in case of times like these. And these. I figure I'll pop by and see if they're casting. If not, I'll remind them I'm alive. As I walk in, I see this woman at a desk with resumes and grant applications. She smoking and talking on the phone about the cruelty of government cutbacks. Tears come from her eyes. It pauses like a pinter play. And she looks in my eyes, and I too want to cry, but I'm there to get work, so I smile. Hi there, I'm Jack. Are there any auditions? Theater is dying. For a second, I stand suicidally stuck. But if it makes you feel better, you can put your picture and resume here, in this untouched pile. I'm getting new headshots to show my maturing face, but here's my res. Good luck. Good day. I'm anxious, so I feel like going for a smoke. And when I feel like going for a smoke, I really got to go for a smoke. And like I said, I was feeling a little anxious after that meeting, so I go for a smoke. As I'm smoking outside, I'm getting depressed about my chances of future work. So I wanted a $9.99 for some quick fix comfort. I figure seeing those with real mental illness will put my temporary blues in check. As I'm wondering, this guy wants a butt. I say, sorry, I'm a non-smoker. I hate to lie, but as you know, I'm on a 0.0 budget. I walk around and end up in this room, especially for us smokers. They're all looking in the distance and smoking butts and drinking out of paper cups. So I figure I'll join them. But what if the guy I said no to comes in and sees me? Then they might get upset and they might kick me out. I feel good in this cozy room. But what I really need is something to eat. So I look and I see these two machines. One's for coffee, one's for sweets. Only problem is sweets are a loony. And I got 50 cents. So I look for the butt-wanting guy and see him sitting in the corner alone. Excuse me, sir. I made a mistake. I do have a pack of smokes, but I'm very broke. You can have the rest for a mere 50 cents. He takes the pack from my hand, counts the 7 butts left, and slowly digs in his pocket. He pulls out a loony, I give him the quarters, and head for the waiting treats. Now there's a wide selection, but I know what I want. So I insert and go for eat more, because it's a long chew, and all it takes is time. Now, this reminds me of my childhood when we were stealing from Ralph's Variety. My buddy would distract Ralph by talking about hockey and weather and stuff, and I fill my skeevers full of stuff. So I hit E4 and wait for my eat more. And my mouth starts to water like a frog. The steel spiral pushes the bar forward, and I can taste it on my tongue. But my eat more doesn't drop. My eat more stuck. I don't know if it's the angle or if the stickiness from the toffee went right through the wrapper. But if they can come up with heavy-duty condoms, at least they can make non-stick wrappers. Because I'm tough, I don't panic. I gently shake the machine like I did when I was a kid. And the pinball got stuck and I didn't want to tilt. I'm trying to do it in a controlled way, but because it's big and bulky and I'm not, I'm having a little trouble. And then this woman who doesn't even work there stands up and says, "Don't do that." I read an inquirer about a machine like this falling on a person, and the person died because he tried way too hard to get it stuck. Oh, Henry! I'm laughing because I don't believe what I read, especially not in the Inquirer. I go back to my machine and back to my mission and try to shake the fucker. And this guy who's also a patient stands up and yells real loud, "I read the same story in the New York Times, so let's eat more, go and get on with your life!" But now, I'm not only starving, I got a real strong craving. So I go back and try again, but they pull me away, and I do not break down and cry. Then this woman in her 60s with yellow fingers says, "What's your second favorite?" Rhubarb. She pulls out her purse and one at a time puts in 20 nickels. She presses C2, reaches in for the bar, and hands it to me and says, "Use the energy it gives you for good." I give her a nod and quietly leave. Out on Queen, it's loud and busy, so I wander down a side street. Next thing I know, I'm at Young, and the street guy's looking my way. And he says to me, a little drunk, "Hey, buddy, you spare a quarter?" "No, but I can some chocolate." "What kind?" "Mars." "Out of this world, eh? I guess you want some?" "Was Nancy Green a babe?" We talked for a while. His name's Charlie. He used to work as a night janitor for City TV, eh? But he quit because he hated working nights alone, unless he wanted to work for the Leafs. But the Leafs weren't hiring, so Charlie started scalping. But he had to work for another guy, and when this guy took him on, he said, "Don't fuck with me and stay in my sight, or I swear on Tim Hortons' grave I'll bust both your legs." Well, Charlie loved hockey. This was business, eh? So he had to play the game. like doing commercials for cash, eh? And Charlie worked hard and sold well, but his boss never let him watch. Not even after the second when they were stuck with seats, or the game was nearly over. His boss would rip him up right in front of Charlie's face, eh? If he didn't, he thought Charlie would sell less just so he could see some of the leaves. After scalping for a season, Charlie walked, because he was stuck on the street. He never got into the gardens. Not even an exhibition game, eh? Today, Charlie's still on the street, and he likes it. And he likes people, eh? Now, he's finished his story, and he looks me in the eyes, and he says, "You look lonely." Sometimes. When? Nights. He reaches into his duffel bag, which except for his sleeping bag is all Charlie has, and pulls out this shirt some guy dropped in his lap. Hoped he'd bring him good luck, eh? But it didn't yet for Charlie, so he offered it to me instead. It was a little big, a little dirty, and this is what it said. "How are you for cash?" "Oh," I say, "I'm flat broke." He puts a ball cap in my hand. "Ah, it's an extra, you can have it, eh? Go a few blocks away and pick a spot you get to like. The best way to earn is to let the givers feel good about the giving." He sits sad and silent too, eh? I take his advice, I shake his cold hand, and with hope get on my way. I hit a spot near Young and King where I keep very quiet and act very sad. But everyone's going off to lunch and coming back empty in return. I'm about to give up when this guy drops in a loonie. And this woman follows with a deuce. And this bike courier sees them, stops, and drops in 4 dimes. And this nun walks up silent and stares. I look her in the eyes and then at her thighs to see if she's the one. But I can't tell because they all look the same to me. So I wait for a cue from her. She trembles and then she looks away. Then pulls a 20 from her purse. She puts the 20 in my hand, holds tight, and then slowly walks away. The shirt is working! We need the cash to take the money and run, so I get up. Plus I want to tip Charlie. But I feel guilty because I made so much and I need that cash, so I can't give him any. I take the subway home, and on the way I decide I'm going to do some laundry. Because now I got some greens, so I can buy some soap and wash my t-shirt too. At the laundry, it's all but vacant, except for me and some spinning machines. So 1 minute later, 2 women walk in and put their stuff in 3 dryers. A short while goes by, and out of the corner of my eye, I spy the one woman holding the other. Now we're all standing still and silent, waiting for our machines to stop. So the 2 of them are looking into one machine. It was a campfire, clear summer night. And then they start to kiss. I take my load home, put on my shirt, and then some aqua velva. I grab $10 from my panhandling pile, and I go out to find a friend. And since I want to learn about culture and meet a like-minded person, I go somewhere I've never been. The Ontario Gallery of Art. I'm there buying a ticket, and the guy who's selling, we just connect. He's big and bulky and kind of refined. Like he just took a shower and shaved. His hair's all combed and his nose is fixed and her eyes meet like cum, and I'm stuck. He's got control of my soul. Even before I ask for a ticket, he's breathing in my gut. I'm about to explode when he whispers, "What?" I'm off in 5 minutes. I pause because I'm a little scared, and then I take the biggest step of my life. I'll wait outside. Now I'm outside smoking and waiting, trying to stay calm, going over my plan. Cheap supper, long walk, get to know each other slow. Cheap supper, long walk. He comes out of the gallery, knows this trendy spot around the corner. Jack. Walter. Trendy spot is a pub. They specialize in wings and fries, and of course beer. And while I got no problem with grease, here's my dilemma. I really need a pint. But I know what I'm like when I'm drunk, and I know where that could lead us to. No beer for me, just ginger ale. It's on me. He orders a pitcher of beer. Wings? No, thanks. He orders 2 pounds like that. We drink 2 pitchers and eat 2 pounds. He says he was drawn to me right away. I say, yeah, me too. And he stares in my eyes and starts and keeps on smiling. He says, "You're a beautiful man with a beautiful soul. Would you like to come back to my place for some tea?" I ask, how far? Around the corner. We're there in 3 minutes flat. He opens the door, and as he does, he offers me a joint, and I'm drunk, so I say, sure, why not? He puts on the kettle along with some loud opera, and we start to smoke. Now, it's cold and windy outside, but all his windows are wide open. He says it's refreshing, but I'm getting a little high and freezing. Would you please close just one? But he won't, because he gets claustrophobic. He says, the tea will warm you up. He unplugs the kettle, and instead of tea, brings back 2 shots of rum. He shoots his down without warning, slogs a kiss on my lips. I chase it with my rum. Now the joint was strong, and I'm getting a little queasy as he runs his fingers through my hair. I say, I feel sick. He buttons my shirt, responding with his fingers. I turn away, push his hands from my chest, and stumble toward the can. The walls are turning, my face is burning. I wish I could hug my mom. She calmed me down and helped me to breathe like that time at the pond when I thought I'd drown. I get to the can and collapse when I get there, falling into the tub. I claw my way to the ledge, throw my body over, and grab hold of the porcelain god and wait for the puke to come. Now I'm sitting here in the dark for what seems like 10 hours. The opera's screaming, my mind's going deaf. I pray I can walk away. Now, I feel the puke come, and I heave, and the sweat starts beating up on my face. He says, you all right? I just need some space. Put this around your neck. He throws a towel at me soaked in cold water. I feel like I'm going into shock. I take the towel off and sit for a while, squatting in the dark. And for now, I'm not stuck. You can't touch me here. I'm safe here. I stand slow and then sit on the can because I feel like diarrhea. He says, you okay? Yeah, I just need some time. Can I come in? No! I do the dump and then sit for a bit. Then ask for an extra toothbrush. He puts his under hot water. I brush my teeth and ask for an extra sweater. He gives me one. I put it on. Then ask him to turn down the opera, which he does a little, so finally he's listening. Maybe we were meant to be. I fall into bed and pull the covers overhead because what I really need is some sleep. And I doze off. A little while later, he wakes me up by rubbing his cock on my ass. Now I'm a little tired, but I'm getting turned on. He takes my pants down and licks my dick. And he stops, makes his face, and says, let's take a shower. No, I'm cold. It'll warm you up. I resist as he takes off the sweater. Next thing, we're in the shower. But he's hogging all the water, and I'm starting to shiver, and I'm really getting pissed off. So I push my way in, get wet, and then dry off, and then get back in the bed. But I'm still naked. And for a second time, I fall off to sleep. Then I jump because something's eating my ass, and my butt bumps his face. Ouch! Well, serves you right now. Would you please let me get some sleep, or I'm leaving this fucking minutes. Now there's silence between us, so the bluff worked. I'm too tired and weak to leave. I turn away, and for a third time, I go back to sleep. A little while later, I don't know how long, he wakes me by jumping on my back. He grabs my throat with both hands and he says, hold still, or I'll kill you. I obey because I'm losing air, and then he starts to fuck me hard. I try squeezing my ass shut, but he forces his way in. I try pushing his cock away, so he snaps my middle finger, but not before I felt the condom, though I don't think he was thinking of me. He thrusts, and he thrusts, and I let him, and I pass out. And I wake up. There's a cup on the table beside me. I taste it. It's cold tea. And I do not cry or go back to sleep. I hold still and wait for the sun. And when it comes, I dress real quiet. He's sleeping with a smile on his face. I walk alone back into the world. I go home and reflect on what happened. See, it's Saturday now and I'm relaxed, so I can put things in perspective. I simply picked the wrong guy. Plus, getting high with a guy I just met is not such a great idea. We're getting high on my own, alone in my home, where no one can hurt me and I can think all alone and lose the woe of the acting world and the lack of work and the lack of knowledge. Now, there's an idea. So I smoke the weed I earned with my blowjob. And my mind's pumping like it took steroids. Teddy bears floating by. Ward hitting beaver. Fred serving me a Brontosaurus burger in bed. Me dying in Juliet's arms. So Superman swoops me away. And I remember Hamlet and Biff, and how in high school I wanted not just to play them, but to be them. Shout out my rage by taking on a role and escape the hurt of the dirty world. Because it played you in its palm and then cast you aside if you didn't play straight by its narrow rules. You run into the city to hide, spend years trying to lose your shame. You meet other kids with other tales, but somehow they're all the same. Because life, like plays, uses fathers and mothers to control their sons and step on their daughters, who, too young to question, too eager to please, do as they're told and stay down on their knees, till they've got the strength to stand and later get unstuck. And then I thought of my parents and how I lost their support, because I was supposed to be a straight farmer. And then I thought of you, the audience, who accepts me, the performer, for the character I am. You watch the work and take the stories to help make sense of your lives. And then I thought of sleeping. So I fell asleep. And when I awoke, I still wanted a man. I still wanted a real man. So I showered and I thought of a plan. I'll change my shirt, which will for sure change my luck, and for sure a different place. If I want a gay man, why not hit a gay bar and flash my smiling face? So I grabbed my last 14 bucks, good for 3 beers, plus tip, and go to hit a bar on Church. I get off the subway, I walk with my plan, and through the doors. I see this hot Asian guy who I can tell likes me, but is playing hard to get. I figure, what the hell, I'll play along. And as I'm waiting for my glance in return, this 50-year-old fat guy, 6'4", stuck in leather, decides to block my view. I take a quick look up and a quick look down, and yeah, he really is fat. He leans over me like this, putting his hand above my head, and with his other hand grabs my cheek and says, as he's squeezing hard, "Boy, would I like to fuck that." I'm like up to his belly button and getting a little claustrophobic. So I take a quick look over to see if anyone notices my predicament and is waiting for my signal to help. I mean, what a better way to meet your knight in shining armor? But my knight's armor is getting polished elsewhere. The tall, blonde preppy is taking the hot Asian guy to the dance floor. Meanwhile, I'm getting a little pissed off because my buttons are getting pushed, and this time I decide to push back. I already got it, Dad, so would you please take a fucking hike? Takes his scarred fist, pushes it into my face, and says, "Watch your fucking mouth." And he leaves. And I'm a little shook up, so I try to act calm. I wet my sweat from my lip and walk casually to the bar. I order my third triple X of the evening, start sipping, and then gulping. And as I'm calming down and down to my last gulp, the hot Asian guy walks up to the bar. And I'm scared to look, but it's the first time close up, so I block my hand like I'm scratching my temple. I block my eyes and peek through my fingers. 5'10". Good skin, thick hair, black jeans, white t-shirt, and a body like Michael Jackson. My heart's beating, fight or flight, now or never. I've been watching you all night, but at least one time I watched you watch me watch you. So, would you please give me this next dance? No. Why? I'm shy. No, you're not. I just saw you dancing with Preppy. Look, you're very cute, but what? I can handle the truth. You're too short. I'm not asking you me to play basketball. I left the bar on the way home to the subway. I swore I'd find me a lover. I had no problem with him being Asian. He had no right rejecting me because I'm short. But that's it's the problem with ours in showbiz. Everyone's stuck with the notion that all that counts is looks. But I want more. So if you think you got someone for me, tell them this. I quit dope. You can open your eyes.
Is the lovely and sweet diva, Martin! She is absolutely unremarkable in many ways. Yet, she stands out as exceptional by the mere virtue of being alive. She is at 1 in every 200,000 that suffers from the disease dehydrolysis, which basically means her body is not capable of retaining the required amount of water the human body needs in order to function properly. She has dumbfounded doctors by surviving as long as she has, and they cannot predict how long she'll be able to sustain it.
To dance on the good foot, you got to get on the good foot. You got to do it on the good foot. Do it with your good foot. Says I'm on the hip, and from back, all together off the track, and they party. Good foot, no dance on the good foot. Dance on the good foot. Ain't nothing going on now but the red time. All while the music on spin. And that's on my back.
Diva's father also suffers from dehydrolysis. It's a hereditary disease. But Diva does not know how he is faring since she has not seen or spoken to him since his abrupt disappearance 12 years ago. Diva obstinately believes he is still alive. In fact, she often tries to reach him telepathically by tap dancing on a pair of his old shoes that Diva salvaged from a pile of her father's belongings that Diva's mother threw out onto the street the night her husband left.
Let me see it.
So you made this? This is fucked up.
Diva's mother could have had when she met Diva's father.
I'd like to make this though. You should see my t-shirts.
They had survived by selling novelty footwear by day and by running a little cabaret shop at night.
Is that what you do?
Diva grew up surrounded by very wonderful and bizarre people. And although her mother never really got over her husband's unpredicted departure, Diva always retained hope that she would one day run into her father, perhaps busking on a street corner, and they would be reunited again. Marty, Simone, two peas in a pod. After a brief one-night encounter, Simone reluctantly fell in love with Marty. She has fostered the secret over the years, just as Marty has kept his own desire masked in indifference. This perfect friendship fell out of whack when they met Diva.
Good morning, good morning. We've talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Thanks, good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up here. Good morning. Yeah, good morning to you.
While we're on the way back to the hospital. It makes it hard to sleep, especially if I got a hard on. Thinking about you tends to keep me up late at night touching myself.
Don't I look like $1 million bucks?
Contact, make sure everything's
Thanks,
real.
I try.
Well,
Not that I've ever seen $1 million bucks, but I have a German boyfriend who's going to take me away from all this. No doubt. But it doesn't hurt to look good. Do you want to see my tattoo? I'll bet. Besides, once I finish putting my bike together, I'm going to get myself the hell out of this place. I'm not waiting for a prince or anything.
Can't believe I wrecked those shoes. I know they were special, like that pet beetle I had when I was 6 and my stepfather squished it just for fun. Can't believe I wrecked those shoes. I never wanted to hurt you. But even as I say that, I know it's a lie. Of course I wanted to hurt you. I wanted to hurt you so bad I scared myself and I had to go.
I can drink until I actually feel full. I feel full. I never felt full before. I never knew what people meant by that. I got a bruise on my back when we fell against the radiator.
Hey, you did? Oh, that was a crazy night. Hey, listen, can I crash here for another night? Or we could go down to the beach, we could use my stuff, we could...
Stop talking. Get out.
How can you? You remember last night? Come on.
You cannot stay here. I pay for this dump and you don't. Forget it.
Fucking bitch. I forget your name.
Simone.
Marty.
If you were really dying, and not just decaying like you are, but if you could feel everything inside you drying up and dying, and you were in pain all the time, and you knew that you should be dead, but you weren't, wouldn't you spend a lot of time wondering what the hell it was that was keeping you alive?
I don't know. Like a lot of things. My genes, for example.
I think pain is in my
That
blood.
was 4 years.
I
It's
just
my
had
only
my
hair. I
birthday,
guess you
right?
could call that love.
I took 7 steps. It was a week later, because the morning after my glorious birthday, I had woken up with some guy with lousy brown hair and gross hairy skin, and we were in this dirty blue.
My mom's a lawyer. I haven't seen her in a few months, years, I don't know, whatever. I have to let some time pass. No, I moved out when the new guy, Jeffrey, moved in. Man, we had a lot of disagreements. That's all in the past now. I put that in my jar.
He's somewhere selling t-shirts, his own designs. Where?
Body and teammate introduction to go.
I'm really drunk, you know.
Here, drink some water.
It's a garden hose.
Yeah?
It's really weird. It's a hose.
Have a sip, it'll help. I don't have any glasses. Make your jar.
I yell in my jar. I don't drink out of my jar.
Well, how come you weren't yelling into your jar and smashing beer bottles against my apartment
You
building?
wouldn't understand. Sometimes it's too much. I'm afraid that the glass will shatter in my hands.
Still not drinking any water. You know, you should go to a hospital.
No, I just need a cigarette. Do you have any cigarettes?
No, smoke is really bad for me.
Oh, well, I just have one.
Okay.
Look, I don't really have anywhere to stay right now. If I can crash here, then I'll fuck off in the morning, okay?
You wanna... Oh, okay. Sure. Hey, are you sure you don't need any water? All this excitement is punching my throat. Hey, are you falling asleep? Are you passing out? You look very familiar. Psst. Mystery man. Has anyone ever told you that you're quite beautiful? Like a starving child, there's something beautiful about your face. You can't hear me, can you?
You look beautiful,
I'll have to warn you that I've developed a few feelings for you. And I'll take this as a sign that there's hope between us. So, we're in this dirty blue room with smelly sheets and no curtains, and the afternoon sun is so fucking hot that I'm soaking wet and sticking to the plastic mattress. I got out. Dad didn't call down so fucking hard because I didn't know. Yeah, I gave Simone a picture of my dad's new phone number so she I didn't know where the fuck I was.
No, you didn't
So
call.
hungover and
Why didn't
sick,
you do that?
hot.
Well, I figured Simone knows everybody, so she might run into
Trying to
us
find
sometimes.
because I lost it. You know, I went to park see next. Crashed into a picnic table sitting under trees. So I was walking around this one day. And
I don't know, I have
place. And
you
I
know,
remember
that
he's
he's
not
not
well.
well.
I just walked in, sat down, spread my
Want a
legs,
cigarette?
and this guy ripped a hole in my nylons and started sticking this thing into my thigh. It stung. Really fucking hurt. I screamed at the guy, but he didn't care. Then I asked for another on my left.
Smoke is terrible for me.
here because she didn't want to see me, okay, Diva? Is that enough?
What are you painting?
Okay, tell it's a self-portrait. I'm really proud.
God, where's your
I
jar?
don't know, I haven't really looked.
Marty. Marty, that is the worst piece of shit you've ever painted.
Excuse me? What the fuck did you just say?
That's not you. That's not you at all.
Well, I'm sorry, Diva. I really hate to contradict you. I really do. But it's me, okay? It's me. What the fuck do you think I've been doing for the last 8 hours?
Stop it. Give yourself a break. You're gonna spend 8 hours on a self-portrait, then do it right. Don't just paint one side.
Well, I guess I don't know how. Can you show me? Can you show me how to turn this piece of shit around?
I'll show you. Can I show you?
Please.
Will you let me show you?
Yeah, show me what you see, Diva.
Come here. Come on. Okay, give me your hands. I want to show you the yellow that you forgot. And there's orange, a deep, burnt orange, and a very strong sense of red. And there's a thread of purple that scratches across the blue. It's a calm, see-through, and buried beneath the blue is a soft green. See? You can barely see it. And it all looks like a prism on a fragment of glass. That's how I see you.
She won't see me. I bust into her apartment. She told me not to come up, not to bother because he was there, and she's packing. She's going to California. You can't look me in the eye and tell me, because how the hell do you look your son in the eye and tell him that you're moving in with this diffuser and you don't give a shit what happens to you? And I can't see her because the last time he was there, I smashed a beer bottle over his head. Almost nice. It's my favorite prank. I just thought that he's gonna kill her. By mistake, he's gonna kill her. And
You wouldn't understand. Sometimes they're too much. I'm afraid the glass will shatter in my hands.
you have the most heartbreaking eyes.
I'm fine.
We're
I'm
busted.
okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Get out! Get the hell out.
I'm sorry.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get the hell out.
I'm sorry.
I'll leave.
Forget it. Talk about it. Forget it. Forget it.
Good.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Forget it.
I know we said some things to each other. I mean, 2 years and also 4 years. Why?
Marty?
I can't.
Look, I know we said some things to each other. I mean, 2 years and also 4 years. Goodbye, Eva.
Marty?
Look, I know we said some things to each other. I mean, 2 years and also, of course. Goodbye, Eva.
Marty?
Look, I know we said some things to each other. I mean, 2 years and all, of course, but goodbye, Diva.
Marty?
Look, I know we said some things to each other. I mean, 2 years and all, of course. Goodbye, Diva.
Marty?
Goodbye, Diva.
Marty?
I'm sorry.
I'm not angry anymore.
I'm so sorry about your dad.
I kept thinking what a beautiful day it was. There were 2 rainbows in the sky. And it was so hot after the rain. The dandelions looked like they were sweating. It was really nice. They've already begun to grow over his grave. I think Dad didn't like that.
I tried to find Marty to tell him, but
No point.
yeah, I guess.
I'm really glad you came.
I gotta thank you, Eva, because you gave me hope, and I'd really begun to give up on the world and everybody in it. And I'm sorry if I fucked up your life a little bit, because you gave mine back to me, and that's why I left, because there was this time where we had it, and it was good, and then I could feel mine slipping away again, and I couldn't go back to the way that I was and take you with me. So I figured I would take this thing when it was good, and I would try this hope out, and if you had been with me, it would have defeated the point. And I know I'm not being clear, and then you're wondering why I have to go to Vancouver, but well, I guess that Vancouver was like the farthest place away that I could think of where I still wanted to be. And I hope you understand. I know you understand. That's why I love you, and I want to understand too. But maybe we'll meet up in China one day, and I'll have a brain in my head, and I'll be able to stop hurting you. Love, Marty.
I took all the stuff he left. Taking care of it. I'll hand it over when I meet you in China.
It's over. Get out.